Good day, One Nation Tribal Alliance. Again, Happy New Year, Happy 2024. Today, I am here to talk to you about, you know, some of the, I guess, I don't want to use the word prophecy, but some of the things that we were taught when we were kids, and it was brought up, I guess, when I interviewed my nephew, he brought it up a couple of times. And, you know, the way I look at things right now and the way the elders are talking about, you know, what they see out here is really nothing unusual or nothing, I would say, strange about it because I'm not on the reservation. I'm off the reservation. And, people back home, like my nephew was talking about, things that are being told out there, they, they even see it in a reservation, and those that are awakened see it off the reservation. And I want to talk about, what he said. Um, I know he said it in Zuni, which is, he said something like, "Tualipotikan na, o itak nawa, yameni." And what he meant by that is that the elders used to tell us that, one day this world is going to get overpopulated. One day there's going to be so much hatred that people are going to end up, you know, fighting amongst each other, families, friends, countries, nations. And now that, I look at it, you know, is that what's going on now? And going back, I guess, when I first listened to our migration story, that first came about when we first came out of the fourth underworld. And we didn't go but maybe, like I said, a half a mile out from where we exited out from the underworld at Grand Canyon. And we walked about a half a mile, and the earth shook. When the earth shook, the people ran back to where they came out of. But right in front of the doorway, sitting on a rock, was a dark. They called him Ampesa. And Ampesa was standing there or sitting there, and he says, "Don't worry about going back into the underworld you just came out of. I'm here to let y'all know that, I'm here because I'm bringing hatred to this world. I'm bringing wars to this world. I'm bringing all kinds of things because one day, y'all are going to overpopulate this world. And y'all going to look at it and look at me and say, okay, we were told." And so when fighting happened amongst each other within y'all people, you're going to see that I am here to tell you what I'm here to do. So, with that note, the people, again, like I said, use the herbs of sage, sweetgrass, tobacco, you know, to throw it at him, and he took off. So, we have to look at it as far as saying, you know, was that a warning? And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because, you know, all our prophecies, you can look at the Hopi third handshaking prophecy. They don't say anything about the world's going to split in half, or there's going to be a five-headed dragon come out and eat you all up, or they're going to have a meteor come hit the earth. They don't say anything like that. All they're talking about is that, when those tablets come to the four corners, they're going to come to teach the people back of the roots. The root teachings are going, those tablets are carrying the root teachings that are going to come back and teach the people the root teachings on how to live on this earth, how to take care of Mother Earth. I don't hear anything about, you know, the world going to end or anything like that in that prophecy. Even on the Lakota prophecy, I don't hear anything about that. You know, the Acoma prophecy, the Laguna, they don't say anything about the world ending. They just said, one, this world is going to get overpopulated. Two, there's going to be so much hatred amongst the people that they're going to end up hurting each other, families, again, cities, countries, states, even kingdoms and nations. So, you know, I look back and I say, okay, so survival is the word that basically I don't want to use, but it's basically what we're going to end up doing if this all happens. And I'm going to use this little, well, I'm not going to say little, but this big ice storm that we just had, the snowstorm that came all over America. You know, last count I think I heard was 90 people died. You know, 90 people died of, you know, cold exposure, uh, you know, running off the road in accidents and stuff like that. So were these people prepared, you know, for this kind of cold weather? I know when we got back from our visiting family out east, when we came back and we said, well, we need to do a little grocery shopping before we go home because we know we emptied our refrigerator. So when we stopped, the grocery store was packed. It was going crazy. And so we got a few things and we walked up to the cashier. We asked, why is everybody shopping? They said, because of that little storm that's coming. They're preparing themselves for that little storm. I said, oh, okay, wow. So the next day, we went back and shopped a little more. And sure enough, it was still going crazy. The store, all the registers, even the self checkouts couldn't keep up with them. I laugh about that. But, you know, it was so strange that everybody was preparing with Walmart to survive this snowstorm. Well, after this snowstorm yesterday, we went out and we said, well, you know, I want to treat myself to some onion rings. So we stopped at this local place and we asked for onion rings. They said, I'm sorry, we're out. You're out. You're out of onion rings. I said, okay. And then we thought, well, there was no deliveries. That's probably the reason why they're out. So that led me to think, you know, yeah, the grocery store might have items in the beginning, but with this ice storm or with this snowstorm, it basically shut down the interstate, the local roads, the county roads, everything to where nothing was delivered. And what would you do if that happened? I mean, we were stuck. Our driveway is still snow packed and icy, you know, and you know, we think about it and says, wow, you know, what what are you doing to prepare yourself in case Walmart runs out of food or the water? You know, it's hard to believe that we're going to run out of water when we're living in one of the probably um, largest aquifer in United States. You know, because hot springs is fresh aquifer out here. But I looked on the news. I watched the news, and the question was brought up: is it safe to eat the snow or drink the snow? And so, of course, the news people, they went on ahead and grabbed some snow and tested it. And they said, no. And I said, wait a minute. No, it's not safe to eat the snow that fell out of the sky. And they proceeded to say that the snow had formaldehyde, carbon dioxide, and they didn't say it, but they just said another dangerous chemical, which they didn't say what kind of chemical it was. They just said there were three things: formaldehyde, carbon dioxide, and another chemical. And they said, if you have to, boil the snow into water, boil it, and then filter it before you drink it. So I'm thinking, wow, you know, what what would happen? What would happen? And this is out in the country. How bad is it in the city? City people couldn't even drive to the grocery store because it was ice packed. I'm just letting you all know. I hope you all are safe and warm wherever you are, because this cold weather to me is a wake up call to say, are we prepared? You know, I'm not trying to scare y'all. I hope y'all don't feel that way, because I'm just trying to say that, we need to go back to old school. Go back to old school where we have to, start canning our own food, start processing our own meat, start thinking about, well, what we're going to do if the water, city water goes out. How are we going to get water? Where are we going to get water? You know, start thinking about stuff like that. Because I know in this busy world, we don't stop to think that way. So maybe this storm really is going to open up our minds to think that way. But anyway, I just want to bring this up to y'all to let y'all know that my prayers are with you, are for you, for safety, warmth, and be blessed, because this is going to be a blessed new year. It's going to be full of blessings. Let's enjoy the blessings. 2024, let's make it great. But we also need to prepare ourselves for what if. And that's a big word. What if? You know? So I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. And, you know, keep in mind, like I said, you're always in my prayers, and if you have any questions, feel free to give me a holler. I love you.